marvellous May got underway with the Bupa Great Edinburgh Run, the Scottish capital providing the spectacular backdrop for a top-quality elite field who this year would finish the race in the shadow of the gates of Holyrood Palace.
But look at this break in the men's race, Stuart. Well, Yator throwing the gauntlet down very early on indeed.
Keep an eye on this fella because he's a steeplechaser. He's a 5,000 metre runner. He ran a 27:34, 10,000 metres. Yeah, so he's clearly a real athlete of some quality, isn't he?
Well, they've just gone through 3 kilometres in about 9:20, which indicates just how tough those first 3K are.
There are 4 women left in this race. Augusto behind the 3 Africans. On the left of the shot is Cheng Weiwo, who's 25 years old. She's in the Kenyan army, actually, on the left of your shot.
I'm just wondering here, Stuart, if Augusto's playing a cage game just tucked in behind those 3, or if indeed she is beginning to struggle. There's a little bit of a gap developing. You can see Chemwena right in the background there in 5th place, and behind her Kalovic is battling away in 6th. But Kiplagat just beginning to impose herself now on this little uphill section, and Augusto's definitely suffering in 4th place there.
Well, the young fella, remember, he's the youngster by virtue of his age, of course, but he was 2nd place in the Great Edinburgh International Cross Country earlier on this year, so we've seen him before in this part of the world. So a real talent, and he's taken this race on and got away from the field, and he spread them right out. He really has. Yator, the other Kenyan, the steeplechaser, he's runs, what, 27.5 for 10K? I mean, he's a good athlete, and he's running away from it. Now this is an athlete of some quality. My goodness me, all of a sudden she started to put the pedal down. It was steady, it was slow, it was deceptive, but all of a sudden she's getting away from this field. And I guess when you look at her pedigree, a little glance over the shoulder is nothing more than, well, have I done some damage? And the answer is yes.
This is a sign of the gap, Stuart, an indication of the gap. It's what, 50 metres probably? Bishi here, striding along. He's got a wonderful range of movement, pumping away with the arms. And frankly, unless he's made a significant misjudgment here with 17 minutes on the clock, I just can't see him being caught. Kiplagat, the gap now back to her compatriots is quite substantial.
I mean, the battle will be for 2nd place, I would think, between Chengewo and Momanyi, these 2.
She's run a very smart race, Stuart. We didn't see her for the first half of the race. She was just tucked into the pack behind her compatriots and the other leaders. It's been a classical piece of tactical running as well as strong front running through this last third.
This fella establishing himself. Youngster, little wave to the crowd. Well, just acknowledging a couple of spectators there shouting to him.
He's got about 3 kilometres to go and he's waving. It is a glorious day for it. Paula Radcliffe's world record on the roads for 10,000 metres is 30:21. Well, she's going to be, what, a couple of minutes outside that, and that really does underline what a challenging route this is. A glorious circuit in perfect conditions, as you say, Stuart. But Kiplagat here has made it a really dominant performance, frankly, through this last mile or 2. And she raises her game even further as the finish approaches. Look at that pace.
Well, what a finish for Florence Kiplagat. Very, very quick indeed. Only a few hundred metres to go, and when you know that, look how Soy's run quite well in the latter stages of this, but this young fella got away far too far in the early stages, and he can sprint too. You can see there's a real sprinting ability about this fella. Look at him go now. If you thought, well, question, has he got a sprint finish? The answer is yes, he certainly has. And just outside 28:45, Titus Mbishi, the 19-year-old Kenyan.
Double success for Kenya then in Edinburgh. In fact, it was a clean sweep of the medals in both races for the African nation, underlining their distance running domination. Just 2 weeks later and the merry-go-round moves to Manchester, the UK's premier 10k road race, attracting a field of 36,000 entrants, and at the head of the pack, the greatest of them all, Ethiopia's Haile Gebrselassie, looking to win the title for the 3rd time.
So kilometres ahead, and the start itself in Portland Street. They'll cross Oxford Street and then head towards City Road, and of course they'll go past the famous Manchester United Stadium at about 3.5 kilometres.
So I'll be interested to see how Jo copes with this today, having had very good results here in Manchester before. A couple of times she's won this race in 2007 and 2008, but I think she's still regaining confidence and just rebuilding her career as Jo. Looking forward to hopefully some flat-out, full fitness racing later in the summer.
The man who everyone knows, the greatest, Haile Gebrselassie of Ethiopia, the second fastest man in the world over this 10-kilometre distance, 27 minutes and 2 seconds back in 2002. Ten kilometres ahead of the men then, and this should be a good run, and we'll see, I would think, a pretty quick pace from Gebrselassie. Look at this, Augusto is really piling on the pressure, and Jo Pavey's gone now. And absolutely clear she's gone. She dropped back about 20 or 30 metres. Kidani in second place, Kalovic in third place, and Monteiro in fourth place. Still, they cross the start line, and they'll be crossing that start line for a long, long time to come.
Now this is significant, Stuart. Kidani just gets her nose out in front for the first time. I wonder if she's sensed a little slackening off in the pace of Augusto there, and looking very, very strong. Look at the bounce in her stride there. The power to weight ratio is clearly very, very good.
Past that famous stadium, around about 4 kilometres, 3.5 to 4 kilometres. And all of a sudden, Gebrselassie looked very comfortable, and then he started now to pull it away, and you can see what he's done to the field. It's strung out now, past Old Trafford. And these three away. Gebrselassie, absolutely superb. Augusto then in second place. Let's go forward now and see where the leader is. Berkanesh Kidani of Ethiopia. We've got a very, very fine runner here. Look at the gap that she's made up. It's a huge margin now for Kidani. Huge margin.
Gebrselassie has had enough, decided to kick down, and Lebed, who's actually running pretty well this year, looked strong in Edinburgh a couple of weeks ago, seems to have had enough. But Lamdasem dogging the heels here of Gebrselassie.
Well, just looking at the leader in the women's race, Berkanesh Kidani of Ethiopia has done so well that she looks very easy, and she's running very, very quickly indeed, and she's destroyed a field that really had so much promise. Just going through 9, less than 1,000 metres to go, and the race really ended after halfway when she just surged into the lead. It was extraordinary. It was such a dominant surge. Normally you see a very subtle surge, but she just went.
Now is that Lamdasem letting go? He's throwing the towel in. Haile's just bounced along a little bit harder and upped the tempo slightly over the last couple hundred metres, and the gap has gone. He's obviously been hanging on Lamdasem, and Haile, I think, has broken the leash. The little Ethiopian, 29 years old, fourth in the Olympic Games in 2004. Didn't run in Beijing at the Games there, but my word, she's back into strong form a couple of years later. With this season, for the Ethiopians being a relatively fallow season, they can afford to concentrate on these big road races and track races where quick times can be the principal goal. She drives on hard to the finish. Look at the arms pumping hard, the finish line in sight, and my word, is this going to be quick. She continues to work hard towards the line, only just in sight of the second placer. She crosses the line there in 31.16 unofficially by my own clock. Kidani there has absolutely destroyed the thrill through the second half.
It's gone to the script in the end, but he did make a race of it, and well, so did Lamdasem. Heading down towards the finish now. And this is a very, very good run indeed by Haile Gebrselassie. It was tactical today. It wasn't one of those occasions when you bash it all the way and attempt to break records and things. And he comes in, it's going to be just inside or round about 28 minutes. 28, just outside 28, 28.01. That's absolutely brilliant.
Yet again, a commanding performance from the Emperor of Ethiopia as he takes the title, with his compatriot Workinesh Kidane making it a double success for the country in her first ever international 10K race. Just a few hours after Haile Gebrselassie had stamped his authority on the roads, the world's leading sprinters took to the track, the climax of the afternoon's entertainment being the 200 metres flat, featuring a world record attempt from none other than Tyson Gay.
No problem with the start. Trammell already ahead at the moment with Turner in second place. Turner now moving very well, and Turner's running well at the moment, holding on to Trammell at this stage. It's a very good run by Turner. It's a terrific finish. Oh, well, if Turner wins it, wow, what a victory that was.
Away there, not any problems there. Very good start there from Carruthers. Carruthers leading at the moment. Ennis with a bit of work to do, which coming back at it now. Claxton's some way down at the moment. Carruthers getting away from her though. Carruthers and Ennis is still very tight, but Carruthers smoother there through the last couple of flights. Takes in 12.99, and look at the wind. A strong headwind in their faces. Minus 1.2. Danielle Carruthers there for the USA. Away they go, very slow out of the blocks. Lee McConnell there over on the far side, and Ferguson McKenzie leading at the moment. And Felix has got a bit of work to do. Expect her to come through in the second half, but she's still behind. Ferguson McKenzie putting up a great fight here. Freeman coming through well, but here comes Felix now. She just gets into the lead. 100 metres in 11.28, and then they blast through the second half. And now Felix comes into her own, pulling away through the last 50 metres, winning by about 3, maybe 4 metres there from Ferguson McKenzie.
Well, certainly Braithwaite got away brilliantly, didn't he? But Sean Jackson just down at the moment. Andy Turner on the near side going very well, and he's leading at the moment with Braithwaite in second place. Turner is going absolutely flying away. This could be another win for him if he can hold it together. But Sean Jackson strong at the end. He's in second place now. Braithwaite having stride pattern problems. Andy Turner's a faller. Turner wins, but Sean Jackson in second place. What about that?
Yeah, you know, I do feel in good shape. I had a winter off with Achilles problem, so it's nice to go on that time off, kind of refresh me. Worked hard over the summer out in LA for 6 weeks with my coach, Lloyd Cowan, so things are going really well right now. Just hope to build on that and come to the Europeans and got a couple of medals better than I went last time.
Very good start. Obiquela looking strong on this side. Going through on the far side is Crawford now in the orange vest. Crawford just beginning to get away. Or was it Fifton? Fifton looking strong, and Crawford in the blue second to right. It's a real battle here between these two, and Fifton just tightening up. Crawford takes it very tight for second between Rogers and Fifton.
Jessica Ennis got a very, very good start indeed. Ahorogu chasing it down on the near side. Young Shauna Thompson going very strongly. Ennis and Ahorogu and Thompson on the near side. The youngster going very, very strongly, but Ennis is looking as though she's got about a metre ahead at the moment. Ahorogu is strong, but Jessica Ennis is coming through very strongly, and she gets it indeed. A really good performance there.
Tyson Gay then in lane 3. World champion over 100 and 200 in 2007. The Olympic silver medalist, of course, behind Bolt in 2008 over 100 metres. And what a force he is. Away they go. Very good start from Kim Collins there, second to right. Gay with a bit of work to do, but moving well now. Gay moving away, and a big margin already. 7 or 8 seconds on the clock, and Gay leads by 3 seconds. And look at the form of the second fastest man in history here, over 200 metres. Gay is storming away with this one. Collins battling to get and stay in second place, but Tyson Gay wins this one by 10, 12, 14 metres, and the time 19.42. Oh my word! If that's confirmed, then the world best has been broken, and into a slight headwind as well. Astonishing running from there from Tyson Gay. Sub 20 seconds sprinting here in the city of Manchester Centre. Absolutely fabulous stuff.
I'm great. I hope we can bring something like this to the United States as well. I mean, it was beautiful. The fans are great. I think the United States needs something like this in the atmosphere in New York, Vegas, somewhere would be nice.
2 years of the Great City Games in Manchester and 2 new records. Tyson Gay sets a new world best time over the 200 metres flat, breaking a 44-year-old record held by the legendary Tommy Smith.